Going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be going over the price action on Nasdaq 100 or NQ. Let's get right into it. Now, today we had a bullish day. We took out the previous daily high. I was, however, a bit leaning bearish, but I was wrong on the bias, but I still managed to make some money because I didn't stick to that bias. So originally I thought we would have sold off because we had run the previous daily high and we had closed down here. So I was expecting us to at least trade back up a little and then continue the low. But the indication was we didn't close below the previous daily low. As well as we tapped into this new week opening gap. So this candle actually didn't have much of a manipulation on it. Didn't have much of a manipulation on it. But so the weekly candle didn't have much of a manipulation on it, at least not on this broker feed, maybe on NQ from the futures, but from this broker feed, it didn't have much of a manipulation. So we tap into this new week opening gap from Sunday night, from over the weekend, and we managed to just close back within the range. The new day open, and we kind of came back down into it and just continued higher. I was expecting us to sell off, but that didn't happen. So currently we close way above the previous daily high, as well as we close at the high of the daily range. So we didn't close with much of a wick on this candle today. Um, let's get down to, hold on, let me go over ES. So ES pretty much did the same thing. The previous day actually came down and we kind of swept a few days candles, as well as we had a bit of a manipulation on the week for the weekly candle, and then we just went straight up. US 30 on the other hand, a bit of lag going on here. So we're still going up, but we haven't managed to make any new highs since the beginning of the week. So we're still within the range. It could still come up, but that's what I'm currently seeing on this right now. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, we traded down into this big order block, tapped into this new week and new day opening gap, and we just went higher. Now today's price action, we had this gap here, nice little gap, and we just traded in and out of it, respected this demand level, and we just went higher. I was expecting us to come a bit lower, but we didn't. We respected the gap and we just went higher. Same thing same thing happened on ES, came down into the gap. So we had a few of them here, the new week opening gap and a previous week, previous day opening gap as well. So this gap was from Sunday. We traded back into it and that managed to send us higher. So on the weekly profile currently, let me look at Nasdaq. I think the low of the day would have already been, this would be Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So the low of the week would have already been established, which would have been Monday. So we had a bullish week, weekly candle going up. So I think we continue higher. This candle could, however, pull back down into this discounted part of this candle, and we continue higher. The fact that we actually close at the high of the day means we are very strong bullish. So we're expecting price to just continue going up and up. This bull market is still raging. So that's it for the 4-hour time frame. Going lower into the 1-hour time frame. I managed to see if I can turn off. I managed to capitalize on some moves. I was so exhausted last night, I didn't stay up for London session. However, at London session would have provided the ideal entry down here. So we had this other block here from the previous day. We traded in and out of it throughout the whole entire night. We did a bit of a manipulation below the midnight open here. So the midnight open, which is 12, we traded down, went above, traded back down. And on the open of the New York session, we just took off to the upside. So we left this other block here, we left this fair value gap here, and we just ran for the entirety of the day. So I entered here, and after the manipulation of a 50-minute candle as well as the lower time frame on like a 3-minute entry, which I'm going to go into on the lower time frame. But as I said, my original bias was sell, so I was a bit hesitant in the morning because I was thinking price going to come into somewhere around here, like the fair value premium area of this fair value gap. Or we had an order block here on the 4-hour. I thought we would have came here and then go like this. That was originally my bias. But like I said, we didn't close below the previous day's low, and we respected the new day opening gap of here. We couldn't close, and none of the candles close below that that opening gap. So that was the indication that we might be going higher. I took some buys right around here. So I took a buy here as well as here for power hour. And I'm still holding like some small runners just to see how much more this thing going continue running. Like nothing significant. I think I'm up a little over 2% on the challenge currently. So not a big gain today, even though because I was hesitant, as I said, I didn't take any big position. I was risking about a 1/4% on this trade, even though it ran this much. But the ideal entry would have been down here, and the manipulation wasn't so strong. So see, on the 4-hour candles for the PO3, the manipulation actually took place before market open. So the manipulation took place on the lower time frame as well as on this 4-hour candle, and the next one didn't manipulate much. So we just went higher and higher and higher. So no much manipulation to the downside to get some entries within the macros on this 4-hour or this 4-hour. But this one, however, provided such entry. So anybody that got in on the lower end of the price action below the midnight open here could have held this trade for the whole entire day. So I took some sales here. They went into profit because I saw this rejection here. The 50-minute candle had flipped bearish because I thought we were going to respect this order block. This candle had traded back down to here, and I think I risked like 0.5% here. I was still in the buys, but I thought we would have came back down. I was willing to risk getting stopped out if we were going to sell off back, because as I said, my bias was bearish. But That didn't happen. I got stopped out on the sells and I just continued holding the buys. I got another entry opportunity right around here and I'm still holding, like I said. So that is it on the 1 hour time frame. I wish I had risked a little bit more here. I could have made a decent chunk because this is over 200 points here from this entry here to up here. This is actually 250 points. So I could have actually passed the challenge if I had risked that big of a size, but I didn't like the entry. So I decided to just reduce the risk. So still a good trade, however. But yeah. On the 15-minute time frame, this is how it look. So this is going to not show me the 1 hour candle down here. But like I said, the same manipulation, it took place before New York opened. So London came down into this part right here, right around the midnight open. We sold off, came back up during Frankfurt, London. That gave us an entry to run these highs, came back down during the early part of London session, and then New York brought us all the way up. So as soon as New York market opened, we just went straight up. We respected the opening gap as well as these levels down here that are overlapping. So my entry was after I realized that we had already manipulated and I realized we're not going any higher. So I took the entry based off the fact that this candle had closed and this one didn't manipulate much, but my stops was all the way down here. So I didn't want to risk much. So I just decided I wanted to be a part of the move, but I I'm not going to risk a big chunk because I wasn't as confident in the setup. But I realized the market is bullish, so I'm going to go the direction of where the market is going. And one of the things is, as traders, we have to realize that if the market is going up, it's better to flip the bias and go long. No sense in sticking to the original bias of selling if the market isn't giving you any sell opportunities. So rather than trying to trade the left side of the price action, trade the right side. This is the current price action. This is what we're currently trading, not here. These levels here should be just targets for exit rather than looking for entries unless they present themselves. So when the market changes a bias, then you will know exactly that you can actually take a flip and sell. But currently we're in an uptrend, like I said, on the higher time frame. So I was indeed looking for those sales. So on the lower time frame now, this is the 15-minute. On ES or S&P 500, it's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. It was a bit of a lagging today. It took a while before we went above the previous daily high, but I'm not able to trade both of them. I used to be able to trade both of them, but currently I'm still getting the hang of trading one, just focusing on one. And you don't need to trade both of them, but this is what the price did. We just traded up. We sold here. If I was looking at this, I probably would have sold after we flipped here. But yeah, price kind of just disrespected it. It was a valid entry based on my entry criteria. So you would have just been wrong on this trade, just like on this one. It was valid. I went into a little bit of profit and then we got stopped out. So essentially the ideal entry would have been here for the buy once we flip. this would have been the entry for the buy. Or if I had just decided, you know what, the market is going higher, why am I selling? I could have capitalized on the buy from here as well as here, and then even up here, any one of these entries here. And I actually did take a buy after we manipulate here. So when we came down, I entered here, it went into a little bit of profit and I went break even. Out of literal fear. I went break even because the stop was a bit tight. I was looking on the 3 minutes time frame and I went break even. It stopped me out and then continued going higher. But I kind of just flipped around here. I took a buy. It stopped me out. So I decided, you know what? It looks like it's going to sell. So I took the sell and then the sell stopped me out as well. But I managed to recover by taking another buy opportunity here. Now, let me show you the entries on the lower time frame, the 3 minute. And these entries came right inside of the macros. Let me go to this chart. So this is what the current price action looks like. So we're trying to come back down here now. But it was right around here. I took the entry after we manipulated, and the thing about it, guys, it was right in the NYSE open. If I pull up trading view, because this is showing me the broker feed, so I'm not able to see the correct timing here. But let me show you on trading view. It was right around the NYSE open. So we open 9:30, and the market is going to dance around a bit before we pick a direction. But because we had already manipulated here, entry would have been in the macro here, but I managed to capitalize on this here after the candle manipulate, and this would have provided us the entry right into the silver bullet, right in ICT silver bullet, but this would have been the better entry here using this inversion inside the 1050 to 1110 macro. Could have gotten a better entry here, but I entered from here. This was a beautiful entry right there. And this is the one that I was looking at. So the next entry opportunity was right around after the evening 2 p.m. silver bullet. So this is the open of the 4-hour candle on the evening side. So we didn't manipulate down much. As you can see, there's not much of a wick here. We didn't manipulate down much. We respected this small time frame order block. So after we flip back bullish, I entered on this candle and I closed most of the position after we ran the highs here because I was looking at it like a scalp, but we just continued up. I wish I had held some more, but I partial a bit too heavy because I was saying it's a late entry here, and we had the FOMC minutes somewhere around here, but it didn't have much effect on the Nasdaq. It just continued going higher for the entirety of the day. So that is pretty much it for this video. I'm still working on the indicator to put these levels and these zones onto the the price chart for me and this, so I don't have to use trading view, because for right now I don't like to trade on one thing and look on another thing, and trading view is charging you for the indicators if you need to add more than two, as well as the price level is a bit different on trading view. So I decided I'm going to get this coded. But yeah, some nice price action today. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the other video tomorrow. If we take any chains, I'll go over them. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and catch you guys on the next one.